Hello everyone and welcome to CompTIA Mobility Plus. My name is Chris Avance. I'm going to be your instructor throughout this entire series. A little bit of background on myself is I've been in the IT industry for over 15 years now. I started out with GE Capital IT Solutions and I've worked at the service provider partner level ever since. Primarily my specialty is Cisco technologies, collaboration, wireless route switch, and I've touched pretty much on every type of technology you can think of that has to do with networking at some point or another, but my specialties is wireless and collaboration technologies. With that being said, I got my first CompTIA certification at 17, and I believe it was the Net Plus then. And so I've got over 30 certifications in different areas. Most of them are Cisco, but I also do have the Microsoft MCSE. Long story short, I'm going to be able to help you learn what you need to know this entire series, and I've designed it so that you can maximize what you want to know about CompTIA, and I'm also going to bring in some Cisco products because we've got to look at some type of wireless equipment, and why not look at the leader in wireless equipment, Cisco, and hopefully the other vendors out there don't shoot me for saying that, but as from a market standpoint, anyway. All right, so whenever I'm not in IT, I'm passionate about family and being outdoors. And I'm one of those guys, believe it or not, that I spend so much time plugged in and connected to things that whenever I'm away from it, I literally like to just turn things off. I like to just turn things off, relax with my dogs and my family. And yeah, because I travel 3 weeks a month. I've been an instructor for over 5 years now. And I've always instructed throughout my career, but I became an instructor full-time several years ago, and I really enjoy being in the classroom and doing these video series. This is actually my 11th, 9th, somewhere around there, 9th to 11th video series that I've done this year, so I'm very excited to do the Mobility Plus and be here with you guys. So what should you know coming into this course? Well, it's really very clear. CompTIA recommends that you have a Network Plus level of understanding coming into this program. So hopefully, if you're in this class, you've taken either CompTIA's A Plus and Net Plus, or just the Net Plus, or perhaps you have another certification like the Juniper Associate Level Route Switch certification or the Cisco CCNA. Those certifications would be great to have as a prerequisite for this class. There is no official prerequisites. CompTIA does want you to have a Network Plus level of understanding, and you're going to be a lot better off in this class if you understand at least these concepts, which I have posted here, including the 7-layer OSI model, the TCP/IP model, the differences thereof between the two, because we live in an IP world, IPv4 and IPv6, but it's definitely an IP world, so you need to understand those models. Also, you need to understand standard 802.3 Ethernet and that whole carrier sense multiple access with collision detection. So hopefully those are not new words to you, right? And then also understand fast Ethernet and how switches play a role in the network, in the small business and enterprise network, but how switches have made all these great technologies cool in the world, that like real-time voice and video and all that. And how they offer full duplex speeds. So as long as you have those levels of understandings, we are good. You understand what a router is and basic security concepts. The rest, we're going to start kind of from ground zero with wireless and build you up from there. So as long as we have that network level of understanding or that basic level of understanding you see there, we're going to do just fine. So what you will learn in this class is the following. And CompTIA actually publishes what they're going to test you on in the exam. They publish this and say, these are the things you need to know. And by the way, here's kind of how much of each of these things we're going to be putting on the exam. So if you look, this is a highlight of the focus areas. Actually, this is not just the focus in this class. This is basically CompTIA's Mobility Plus test outline of how they're going to test you in the exam. Most people who are going after CompTIA certifications are going after the certification. It's not just for, learning a particular subject. They're actually studying for certifications. So I've designed this class around those topics, okay? So 13% is over-the-air technologies, and 15% is network infrastructure, 28% is mobile device management, So basically 30% of the test is about managing the mobile devices. So iPhones, iPads, cellular. And so if you understand those concepts, you're going to do really well on the exam, okay? I kind of live by one of those fashions where if you've seen one mobile device, you've seen them all, but that's not just what you're talking about. I mean, there's Android and iPhone and BlackBerry, right? But there's usually all of them have a network settings that you go into. We'll get into that. But it's also about managing the security aspects of it. So if you look at the next thing, you've got security and troubleshooting. So roughly 70% of your exam is around mobile device management, troubleshooting mobile devices, and troubleshooting wireless in general, which usually is the device, okay? And then also security. So those are the biggies in this course, and we're going to spend the majority of our time running through all this. So for the certification, it's designed to prepare you for that Mobility Plus test. This logo that you see here, our job is to get you that logo as quick as possible. So we've covered all the required learning topics. I've been through the PDF. They have a PDF that outlines all the topics they're going to say, and they say students need to have this level of understanding, kind of like I did in the beginning about the OSI model and the TCP/IP model. They lay it out for you so that we know what they're going to test you on. I wrote this course around that. So that's kind of the flow of the class. And you can get that objective of that course sheet as well at CompTIA.org. It's free, and I think you do have to register to get it, but you can absolutely get it. So taking the exam, here's the thing. With all of these CompTIA exams and Cisco exams, they are in a supervised testing facility. If you have not been through this, the first time is kind of intimidating. They say bring 2 forms of identification, which is usually your driver's license and a credit card. Don't bring anything else to the testing center. Some students like to bring, review questions and answers with them. If you take them, they're going to lock everything else up in a lockbox. So once you get there, you'll have to give them all your stuff. You have to empty your pockets, all that, and put it in a lockbox, and they'll lock it up, and they give you the key, and then they take you in to the testing center. So the good thing about the CompTIA questions, if I remember correctly, and I hope I'm saying this correctly, but they allow you to go back, and that's one thing you don't get on the Cisco exams. They don't allow you to go back. So that's a good thing. They will give you an erasable whiteboard and an erasable marker. And that's to go in there and take notes, or not take notes, but jot down your notes and write down any math equations or RF calculations, anything like that that you need to do so that you can, have better results in the exam. So the exam number you're going to be taking is Mike Bravo 0-001, and it's the CompTIA Mobility Plus. The price is $261. The questions, there's 100 questions on the exam. And then the passing score is a 720. And that's a scale of 100 to 900. So they give you 100 for showing up. So roughly, and since it's 100 questions, you need to get about 70% of them right. Hopefully you do more than that and you do better than that, right? But that's the goal, to earn this certification and get rights to use the CompTIA Mobility Plus logo. It is, again, recommended to have a Network Plus as a recommended prerequisite. Oh, and here's the thing. You get 90 minutes, and you register at view.com. 90 minutes seems a little short to me. You might actually get longer than that. I'll check the guide after we're done here and make sure I get you that. I always talk about this at the end of the class, too, so you can get prepared for the exam. But you'll register for the exam at www.view.com. So, with that being said, hopefully that tells you a little bit about me and a little bit about what's to come. And let's get started. I'll see you in class.